Perfect. Then we are ready to go with the AMA. I cannot see any unfamiliar names. If I do not see any unfamiliar names, I will just skip the fundamental part, and we can talk about some other things. As for example, our investments in the community fund. We had an AMA. When was it? 12? No, 11? 11:30 UTC or 11 UTC today. Was able to put that in. We did also take a look about our ongoing investments and how things are evolving for us. If there are any questions, um, if there is someone who needs a little bit of fundamental information of our token, just ping me please in the chat or just raise your hand so I can see it. Otherwise, I would just talk a little bit about our current situation, and additionally in about half an hour, um, this little promo run should start. Um, right now, I'm sharing my bank screen. Yes, yes, just double checked. I'm sharing the chart of banks. As you when Lambo soon soon Lambo. As you can notice, we have a little bit of a drop in volume. Just also watching other projects, the overall BSC space seems to be a little bit silent nowadays. And yeah, nothing to worry about. There will always be some higher volume days and there will always be some lower volume days, so nothing to worry about there. Um, but overall, what we can see, we did settle at a pretty high floor, considering right here we have been sitting at around 100k to 120k ish market cap. At the peak, our all-time high was, I think we did break 4 million market cap at our all-time high. So it was, if you bought down here, it was basically a 40x for your investment. So you bought $1,000 worth of banks. You would have had, yeah, roughly 40k tax not included in this calculation. Still, we have been able to settle at a pretty high floor. Just for the people to notice, it is normal after such a big pump, and this was definitely a pretty big pump, considering the excess we generated there and gains in percentage. It was a very, very big pump. Um, Considering this, we did settle at a very, very high floor. We expected the actual floor finding to drop lower, yeah, than we are right now, because this is just the way it works. Yeah, you have a pump going on. People will start to take their profits. Nothing bad about this one. Just take them responsibly. Yeah, do not just like for example sell 30k at once. Um, this could lead to a little bit of panic overall if you want to cash out. Just do it the same way as I would advise to basically invest in our token. Dollar cost average in and out. This is the healthiest way. And also, a very, very consistent way um, of cashing out. But of course, you can't tell anyone, you cannot blame anyone who is taking profits. Yeah, it is just the way it goes in the crypto space. But overall, a very, very high floor we have been building here. A very strong floor as well. Um, can I? It's hard to see because this here is Yeah, it's hard to see here. Um, we have pretty much the same thing after our first little pump, which was around 250% in gains, I believe. I don't know exactly, yeah. Um, of course, a little bit of a dip and then the floor finding process. But this looks pretty familiar to this here, what we are building here at the moment. So yeah, it is a very, very healthy chart, a very bullish chart we have going on here. So it's on the first side for a investor very, very interesting to take a look at the chart. Um, it's a very interesting chart considering additionally where we came from. Um, if we take a look here right at the beginning, this looks like very, very small now. Um, but we did start as a 80, yeah, around 80K-ish market cap um, as a pre-sale pink sale. And yeah, did have a little bit price action here. Of course, this is always the launch hype. A lot of people, as you all know, there are a lot of people which just join a pre-sale and then sell instantly after 2, 3, 4x. Again, nothing to blame about this one, but still we are a long-term project and we had, yeah, like it's more like a sideways movement we had right here, building up constant exposure, exploded there for the first time, building more and more exposure, and then again the same thing happening here. Additionally, with the CoinGecko listing happening somewhere here, but still a very, very high floor we are holding here at the moment. Um, Pretty nice to see. Very bullish chart as well. And yeah, overall a very healthy development we had in the past few days considering the whole market crashing. We did very, very well in the past few days. Gaining a lot of holders, as you could see maybe in our growth numbers. Um, was actually very nice to have the growth numbers this time because yeah, it's amazing growth we had in the past few days or in the past week. New investors AMA now to learn also recorded AMAs. Yes, I just go through the people attend. I see some unfamiliar names. If you do not want to speak with me, it's no problem. Just let me know if you want to have some fundamental information of our token. We have a very quick presentation which I could go over. It gives a lot of information about our project. Just write it in the chat if you want me um, to share this fundamental information. Because otherwise, if you don't, yes, share please. All right, perfect, no problem. Let me switch into this screen here. Um, just a yeah, quick presentation which should give you a yeah, the first idea of the token itself, BankersDream and our Bankers Whale Fund. I will. Uh, can I please? No. I will start always with yeah the basics of the token. What is the main idea? And starting off with the actual taxes, because we get a lot of questions regarding the tax. Why is the tax so high? It is overall, yeah, it is 15% flat tax, so 15% for buys, 15% for sells. We do need such a tax, otherwise we couldn't maintain the BUSD rewards and also not maintain the growth in our fund and the marketing. Yeah, these are important things. So from the 15% tax, 8% are allocated for reflections. We do reflect in BUSD. This is a stable token. You will receive the BUSD automatically. For just a quick overview of our smart contract. The contract is collecting um, our tokens in the tags. So let's say you buy 100 banks, that the contract will keep 8 banks for the reflections themselves. Once the contract hit a certain threshold, the threshold right now is set at 400 billion tokens, the first cell will trigger the contract. We have a progress bar implemented because community really liked to see where the contract is sitting at. So 400 billion right now is the threshold. With 400 billion tokens in our contract, the progress bar on our dashboard will show 100%. And then the first cell will trigger the contract cell. Basically, the contract will say sell for the reflections, for marketing, and also for the buyback and burn wallet. So 3 cells in a row. Um, with, let's say, for example, you are looking at Dextools. It will always be the wallet which triggered the cell showing up as the contract cell. So, for example, sometimes if we hit 100%, I will sell from my personal wallet 1 bank. 1 bank is way too low to show up in Dextools as a cell, and then you will only see 3 cells at the same time from my wallet basically, which is the contract cell, the actual contract cell. And then the BUSD distribution begins. So with every transaction happening, um, around 4 to 8 holders will receive their reflections. You do not need to do anything to receive your reflections. It is enough to just add BUSD into your wallet as a token and you will automatically receive it. No need to do anything. If you really want to claim your BUSD rewards, there are 2 different ways. Either you connect your wallet to our dashboard and you can then manually claim the not distributed BUSD rewards. I would advise not to do so because you have to pay the gas fee yourself. Or you can basically buy or sell 1 bank and it will also trigger your rewards. Okay, I will just make a quick break. What percent has been burned? Planned burns. We did burn 50% of the initial supply before the actual pre-sale. Yes, there are planned burns. We are already doing some smaller buybacks at the moment, just to help, to build the liquidity up into a healthy status and to balance it a little bit. And we are right now collecting tokens for a little burn event, because we want to burn bigger bunches like 1% or 2% of the supply at one go. Wait, Mowgli, so if my value is 1K and I sell that means I get $850. Yes, also the cells get taxed 15%. 15% for buys, 15% for sells, and the same tax distribution for buys and sells. Um, yeah, we are aware this is a higher tax. It is normal amongst reward tokens because there is no other way to grant reflections and um, yeah, keep up a buyback and burn wallet, a little bit for liquidity and something for marketing, and with our token for the fund itself. So yeah, um, it is a incentive to hold basically, and it's making the token a little bit unattractive for swing traders. Of course, we do have swing traders trading our token, which is nothing bad about this one. Um, I do know people which are living off swing trading. Yeah, there's nothing wrong about it. Um, but yes, it's not intended to get swing traded normally. Yeah, because of the tax. We have 4% allocated to marketing slash fund. We have 2% buyback and burn. As I said before, this is a manual buyback and burn. This is no automated process. No, we won't announce any buybacks. They will just happen. Of course, right now we did use a lot of the buyback and burn funds just to kickstart a little bit our community fund. Right now we are collecting, especially for the buyback and burn, because we want to build or to add into liquidity. Yeah. To get a healthy liquidity status, this is also very, very important, especially for a fresh token. And yes, 1% right here is automatically added into liquidity, also to build up a healthy liquidity over time. So this for the taxes. It's yeah pretty simple and it's needed. We couldn't maintain our project without the tax. So for our features, we are a token which or a project which is mainly focusing on passive income. So our main goal is to create passive income in the long-term process. And the first edition we made in as a community very very early on was our Bankers Whale fund. I will go into detail about the fund itself in a second. Um, the main problem with a reward token as itself is it is always dependent on the trade volume. This is something you might have noticed already. If we have higher volume trading days, you are getting more rewards because, of course, there is more tax which is allocated into our contract and more contract sales happen over time. We as a community, we call it paydays. So for example, yesterday we had I think 3 or 4 paydays, which was amazing. Today we had, I think, so far one. Maybe we can head into another payday later on. But yes, it is fully dependent on the volume, which is not good in the long run because we want to build a sustainable source of passive income. Or let's keep it, we want to build different sources of passive income in our ecosystem, which are sustainable in the future. Any plans for metaverse passive income, rental properties in metaverse, ad space? Yes, yes, we are already looking into it. We are just thinking that we need yeah, a lot more funds to generate a yeah, good amount of income in the metaverse. But we will take a look right now at our Bankers Whale fund, like the strategy we are driving with this fund. So we did start to invest in this fund about 1.5 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. So of course it takes some time, especially for a fund. The fund is in some sort of very dependent on our trade volume. So the more trade volume we generate, which gets taxed, helps of course with a quick quick build of the fund itself. Some people did reach out already to me because we said we might start our first distributions at around yeah 150K-ish worth of holdings in the fund. They said we should take a community vote on this one because yeah, some people think it is a better idea to compound it longer. So yeah, we get to a bigger size faster and to maybe start the distributions at a fund size of, let's say, for example, 250,000 or 500,000. But we will let the community decide this one as usual. Um, in the end, it's always the community deciding the things in this project. All right, the strategy of our fund, our investment strategy. A nephew from NRW to no south of Germany. We are all from the south of Germany, all sitting around, yeah, near Stuttgart. If this tells someone something. Okay, the passive income strategy we are driving. It is very, very simple. Um, it is simply the fact that we are working as a fund and we do have a lot of other possibilities to, yeah, I would say the normal investor with the fund itself. So tax allocated in the marketing wallet, we do use 1.5% of the overall 4% tax allocated right now for the fund. It will get more once we do not need like yeah a bigger amount of marketing money, but be aware marketing is very pricey, especially in the early stages of a token. Later on, when you had some time to stack up some funds in the marketing wallet, there's no problem about um, it, especially. But right now, of course, we do need some marketing funds just to keep the constant exposure up. So for the fund investments, we as a team, so the team itself, we are all from Germany. You might hear this from my accent when I'm talking English. We are all from Germany. We are two trained bankers, which are currently working as financial advisors. We have one insurance agent on the team, and we have a software developer on our team. It is a kind of unique team in the crypto space. We are not this highly technical team. We are more this team with a financial background and the knowledge to build up such a passive income fund. We do bring the expertise for this one. So we as a team we are vetting different projects. We are taking a look at different projects, the possibilities they have in the future, because we want to invest long term in the fund. We do not want to actively trade in the fund. Of course, people asked this already. If we invest in an ICO, and this ICO, for example, makes a 100x, of course, it is a good idea to at least take some profits out. Not everything, but some profits is a good idea, of course. But overall, we are not looking to actively trade in the fund. We want to strengthen our investments. We want to work together with them. Maybe with some investments, we will have future partnerships and maybe build something together as a yeah as a team of two communities. You can say it this way. And a lot of possibilities in the future. But overall, only long-term investments, and especially with a goal to generate passive income. We are vetting the projects, as I said before. We are taking a look at the team. Best case scenario, especially for early investments in very early projects, we want to talk a lot with the different teams, do our vetting process, the background check and everything. And in the end, the community will decide which investment should be added to our fund. Um, so of course, we do only vote on investments we consider as safe. Um, Please don't take the investments as financial advice. Um, there is always a chance that they fail the projects, especially early projects. There's always the chance that the team is not 100% honest, or that one person in the team is maybe yeah doing something shady. So there's always the chance. Always do your own research if you want to, because some people copy the investments from the fund. It's no financial advice. It's considered safe from our side, but still there's always a risk in the crypto space. How do you find projects to add in the whale fund? Do you reach out to other projects for whitelist spots, or do you find well-established projects? Okay, how do we find projects? There are, I would say three different ways. There's one way with the community just showing us different projects. Yeah, you can always DM us different projects. We will always take a look. Of course, right now we are having a very big list of projects which we are taking a look at. Could be hard to keep it up this way. But yes, this is the one source. Yeah, the community engaging with us, telling us, hey, I really like this project. Maybe it is interesting for the whale fund. Go and check it out. Yeah, and then we will start to check it out over the time. Um, Yes, especially in the later stages, we will reach out to projects, for example, ICOs, to maybe get some additional whitelist spots, for example, for our community to give away. This is always very interesting because when we consider it safe, and it is now, let's say, for example, a whitelisted ICO, of course, it would be very interesting, maybe also for our community to get their hands on some whitelist spots. Yeah, just another way. We won't work as as yeah influencers in any form, but since we do have the fund, it might be interesting, especially in later stages when the fund is established, for new projects to reach out to us for the early funding, yeah, for the private sale, for the early funding overall. It might be an interesting opportunity for our community and especially for our fund, which is always the main goal, to maybe obtain something in the early stages. And of course, we do also look at well-established projects. We want a healthy mix of everything because only investing in very early projects or ICOs would be a very, very risky way. We want to build up a well-established or well-grown wallets over the time. Of course, it takes a lot longer in well-established projects, simply due to the fact that they are most likely sitting on a higher market cap. Um, but of course, over the time, the fund has different possibilities than if you take only one single normal investor. Um, yeah, this another way of getting our hands on other projects. Of course, we are constantly building different connections. For example, with our marketing agency, which is actively working on the Moon project, which we invested in. We will take a look later on. Um, this is in the future also a possibility to maybe get the hands on private sale spots, especially with the connections being built to, for example, marketing agencies. Um, it's also a very, very safe way because the people the marketing agency does actually work with, they are considered safe teams from our side. Of course, you are never 100% sure, but normally this is considered safe. And yeah, if the project, the planned utilities and everything else fits into the fund and to our community, it might be a possibility to get maybe some private sale spots or whitelist spots. Yeah, this is everything possible. Um, we will take a look in the future. How often are new potential investments voted on? How often are investments going to be added into the fund, monthly, quarterly? Um, exactly. This mostly depends on funds which are available. If we have a lot of funds available, of course, we will add more investments over time. Right now, for example, we didn't have a new addition recently, simply for the fact because we have four ongoing investments right now, and we are still dollar cost averaging at let's say for example little dips or something like this. Still dollar cost averaging and building the, constantly on the wallet sizes. Yeah. Um, but yes, if there are more funds due to more reflections being available or more taxes being available, we will add more and more investments. But of course, it is a step-by-step game, especially for the well-established investments. For example, Evergrow Coin. Yeah, it's pretty hard to obtain a decent wallet in Evergrow Coin. We have the possibility as the fund, but of course it takes a lot of time. Yeah, especially if we have different investments going on. Um, But yes, I hope I could answer it. There is no timeline in which we can say, okay, and every week we will add one investment. This is also dependent on the funds available. Yes, exactly. Voting contract is also being built right now. So you will be able to just connect your wallet. It's like a mini DAO in some sort of. You can connect your wallet. Um, we will put up the different voting options, and only banks holders can vote on the different options. And it is also the more banks you are holding, the more voting power you will receive. It's the same logic as for the BUSD rewards and the same logic as for the how do you call it, shares and companies. Yeah, it's the same concept behind this one. It's being built on, being worked on right now, because we had Telegram votes going on. The thing is that basically anyone could join our Telegram group and just put up a vote. And this is definitely not the intention behind the community votes, especially for the fund. Um, Once we have a decent size in the fund itself, we will distribute parts of the yield to the holders. So I know of some projects buying back their own token and burning it and all that stuff. But we want to actually create with this fund an additional source of income. But first, can I? No. We will take a look at the distribution of the assets. And just looking at the chat. Any big marketing plan? Around now, there will start. How many are this? 7 or 8 different Twitter influencers, which will quote our pinned tweet in Twitter. We gave them some vocals to share, and yeah, this should go off. Yeah, anytime now. Of course, not all of them will do it at the same time. I think they are spreading it out a little bit over the next few hours. This is just a addition for the marketing because, as we said before, we wanted a press release, um, and we are still waiting for the tracked status from CoinMarketCap, which will not happen on weekends because my CoinMarketCap is not doing such things on weekends. The agency is already on it to bring us the tracked status. It could take a little bit of time, but nothing we have to worry about. Yeah, and then once we hit CoinMarketCap, um, there should be happening the press release at around 600 sources, including Yahoo and Bloomberg. So let's see. This we wanted to just with this influencer package we have going on today. We just want to keep on the constant exposure and just to help the community out because they are basically going crazy with all the shilling on Reddit and Twitter. Of course, we also do need to do our part as a team and add a little bit of marketing to it. Okay, hope I could answer your question. Yeah, no, thank you. Um, the actual distribution in the fund. This is nothing which is fixed yet. This will be changed in the future. This will evolve over time with different funds available, of course. For example, as we had before, metaverse investments to rent out property or to get ad rewards from the actual property. Also, yield farming is very interesting. There are some, different projects we are talking to which might be able to realize some sort of real estate holding through fractional NFTs. So let's see a lot of possibilities in the fund. Of course, in the beginning, we are sticking to
No,
the.
1 second.
Hello?
Just
Ah, okay. I don't think this was intended. Um, we will. This is a very, very early distribution. This will change in the
Oh,
future.
I didn't get that, man. Oh, crap.
Rally?
Rally, oh no.
Okay, sorry. Hold on. You asked something.
Okay, I don't think this is intended of him. Um, now, the early distribution is we want to keep it pretty simple at the start and want to add, of course, there are other things. We are totally aware of this, but this is the easiest way to kickstart the fund off. So 10% allocated into ICOs, as for example our Moon investment, which we will take a look on later. 20% roughly used for staking and 30% used for investments in other reward tokens. 40% in cash doesn't mean that we will collect BUSD and just let it sit in the fund. This is just a reserve which we need to dollar cost average into existing investments. And also for future things, we want to start to collect money, as for example, metaverse holdings we could rent out or something like this. Over the time, of course, the fund will evolve and will obtain many different income sources next to staking and reward tokens. The 10% in ICOs is kept as 10% basically for the fact that ICOs are pretty risky to invest in. Um, but yes, of course, we want them in there because especially with ICOs, it is pretty simple if you have the funds to do so to obtain a very big wallet in ICOs, especially if you are granted private sale rates sometimes. And yeah, this is the most upward potential to kickstart the fund, but also the riskiest way for the fund itself. So keep in mind, this will change in the future. It is just the early distribution. We are also working on a fact sheet. This is something you use in the traditional finance world. A fact sheet is just something on 1 to 2 pages, which gives you a quick overview over the fund, the intention of the fund, the strategy of the fund, and the actual distribution of the actual investments of the fund. Um, let's see when we can actually finish it. It might be this weekend already, but of course we have a lot of different things to do additionally. Now, the yield distribution is also very straightforward. We want in the future, once we start to distribute yield, we want 75% of the yield generated allocated to our holders, because as we said before, the main goal is to create passive income for every holder of banks. There will be the same logic applied as for BUSD rewards. So the more banks you are holding, the more of the actual yield you will receive in the long run. 25% are used for marketing slash charity. Be aware, marketing does also include compounding into the fund itself. If we do not need any additional marketing funds at the moment, we will use it to compound the fund. 25% parts of the 25% used for charity. This is a sustainable form to donate to charity in the long run. And yeah, the good thing about structuring it this way is simply that you do not need to take active money out of the project. So let's say, for example, our contract collects taxes, sells them, so it basically takes out liquidity of our project, and then we will donate it away. This is like taking active money out of a project. With this way, we can sustain we have a sustainable way to donate additionally. Of course, charities will also be chosen by the community and our voting system in the future. So this for the distribution. I said before, at around what that is what I calculated at around 150k of holdings, we might be able to start the first distributions. Now I already had some DMs mentioning that we should take a vote on the actual size of the fund because people think it is a better idea to compound even more into the fund until a size, let's say, for example, of 500,000. Because of course, if we do not give away 75% in distributions, we could use this overall just to compound even more into the fund itself. Um, but we will leave this as a vote for the community in the future. So this is basically our main utility. There are some other things we are currently working on and planning and mapping out. But of course, right now the focus is fully on on the building of the fund itself. We implemented this, I think it was earlier this week or last weekend. Um, you can take a look at the ongoing investments in our dashboard. Just keep in mind, right now we had to put a delay on the loading time because right now it takes like up to 5 seconds to load the actual data. Just be a little bit patient. This also affects the reward dashboard in which you can copy paste your wallet in and you can just quickly check if there are any rewards which haven't been distributed yet. We are working to solve this issue. Let's see when we can actually fix it, just to have yeah a instant refresh always on the website and on our D app. So this for the fund. I would hop into our ongoing investments because I just wanted to share a few things about the ongoing investments. Are there any questions? I can't see a hand raised and I didn't get a ping in the chat so far. Okay, then I will just take a look into some of our investments. I would start with Moon, um, which had a pretty interesting launch. Um, Wait, I will just zoom in a little bit so you can take a look here. So for Moon, we have been able to um, obtain tokens at a private sale rate. We did additionally buy at a pre-sale rate, and we did additionally dollar cost averaging after the initial launch dump they had. So yeah, we did overall obtain around 6 million tokens. It was um, in our actual fund display. You will see only around 30,000 tokens sitting there because we did immediately stake the 6 million tokens from the ICO just to have more compounding going on. Um, just a quick info for this particular ICO. It is the same marketing agency which did work on Moonrock, which is now working actively with the team of Moon to make it a success. So Moon is now basically part of the marketing agency, which is also working with us. So from the team side, nothing to worry about. This is definitely, of course, I can't make it 100% safe, but I would say it's 99% safe unless someone with a little bit too much power in the contract is doing something shady, which I do not believe will happen. Um, a very safe team, a very experienced team as well. A lot of good connections, especially on the marketing side, and a lot of knowledge they have. They needed to relaunch. So what you see right here is a relaunch. In the V1 version of this token, they ran into a little contract issue, which is not bad. This happens especially with ICOs. Um, no shade here. That's true. We are not shady at all. Otherwise, the people wouldn't work with us. um, they had a little bit of a contract issue at the V1 version, um, which is not bad. Yeah, it is just important that the team is handling the situation well and is launching the V2 version in the next few days. Yeah, these are the most important parts. Nothing bad. It was good for us because yeah, as I said before, we did obtain at private sale rates, we did obtain at pre-sale rates, and it was pretty clear that at the V2 launch, a lot of people will just immediately dump right away. Yeah, this was pretty clear um, that this will happen. So we did dollar cost average a little bit more, right? Yeah, around here somewhere. And yeah, you can see here things have been picking up for them. They have a instant staking utility ready, and I did see the sneak peek of the swap they are launching in February. It is a yeah very nice sneak peek. I think it's in their Telegram, somewhere in their Telegram flowing around right now. Um, a very nice sneak peek of the actual swap there, and yes, overall a very good investment so far for the fund. Um, we did already receive, I think, 100,000 tokens extra from the staking rewards. So yeah, we will just keep watching it. They have been listed on CoinGecko, and CoinMarketCap listing is still to be done. And yeah, pretty, very interesting. Yeah, investment we had there. And these are, for example, things we might be able to get our hands on, yeah, whitelist spots, for example, or maybe even private sales. It depends on, yeah, our community, because especially for private sales, you do not want to have, yeah, you call them paper hands. It's just not good to have private sale paper hands in. How are holders paid with yield of the fund? For example, someone who started day one with fund versus someone who joined today. Um, in the future, the main thing behind this is the actual tokens you are holding. So the more tokens you are holding, the more of the overall yield you will be receiving. Um, there will be a kind of a time lock to receive the yield, if you distribute it. But it won't be super long, because we, of course, do not announce any yield distribution, just to avoid the whole swing trading process a little bit more. No, no, no. It's not good to say, hey, next week we will distribute yield of the fund, and then you will have the people buying in, and after the distribution, the people will just sell off. Yeah, this, it would be no, yeah, definitely not a good idea there. um, yeah, so this for the yield distribution. Tonight, the tweets should start. Yes, yes, they will start tonight. I will also watch and will share if I see any tweets, but right now I can't take a look. No announcements for this. So this for the Moon investment, doing pretty well so far. A lot of things to come. I really like it because they had the staking ready with the launch. And yes, any exposure you have in US, since you are all from Germany, we do have actually a lot of holders in the or from the US. Um, I honestly can't say how we did obtain so many holders from the US. Yeah, it's nothing bad. It's great. Um, but we do not have like special exposure for the US. Mods in US time. Yes, we do have some mods in US time zones. We are still yeah, reaching out to people which we see are pretty active in chat. And yes, Dale brought us exactly. Dale brought in all the all the Americans. Dale went on a crazy shilling trip and did bring a lot of US people and Canadian people. I'll bring more. I like the idea, Leroy. You're always free to bring more people. Nothing bad about it. This is the yeah, Dale, this is the way, right? Okay. We will take a quick look at Moon Rock because some people have been a little bit concerned So Moonrock basically is also a DeFi project. I really like the project itself. They have yeah great ideas. They have a great team. Um, Send a few ideas. Yes, yes, I need to take a look at them. Just takes some time. um, they did launch around the same time, but with a yeah way higher market cap. Nothing we can compare to. They had a pretty very good run. Of course, after such a big run, there will always be a big drop, and the whole floor finding process will begin right here. This is just what I wanted to talk to you about right here. What you see here, this very big green candle. Um, this thing was mainly caused by one person. Um, so we did check the transactions. It was actually one wallet dumping 130k worth of rock in three transactions, right, one after the other. This is the main cause of this candle. It was a pretty big hit they did take there. Not a very healthy way to cash out for a project, but yeah, of course, people will always do what they want to do. Um, Still very bullish on the whole Moonrock project. The team is great. They are what they did launch the stealth launch for their meme chain capital, which is yeah actually investing in different meme coins, and Moonrock is working as some sort of the mother fund. So it is the fund of funds, and they will launch different projects over the course of the time, which will build in different spaces of the crypto space. Um, it was very interesting as a early investment to get, also because you did basically receive two investments for one investment. As long as you have been in the top 500 holders of Moonrock, and it's still this way, you will receive a airdrop of 2000 rock tokens every Friday. I think still for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know exactly. And you will receive a one-to-one airdrop vested over 10 months of their meme chain capital fund. So with the bag we are holding, we are in the top 500 holders with the fund itself. So we will receive over time a one-to-one airdrop of their meme chain capital stealth launch, and we will additionally receive the 2000 rock every Friday. Very interesting project. A yeah, very nice team also. Let's see where the things go. Of course, we cannot say anything about the investment. I think right now they are holding a bit back on the whole marketing to yeah just to wait for the overall market to recover. Let's see where the things go with this one. Just wanted to tell you because they had a pretty good floor. They had been holding, and yeah, right there you see the big drop. No tweets yet. Okay, I will check in right after the AMA because they should have dropped already, at least a few of them. I will check after the AMA. Yeah, mainly caused by one very big wallet, which yeah just dumped 130k. This for the rock investment so far. Additionally, we have Evergrow coin. Of course, this is just a yeah a long-term process, especially for Evergrow coin. Very interesting project because they are launching different utilities now additionally, and yeah, very interesting project and very good team, very nice team there also. And additionally, we have EarnHub. EarnHub has a AnyFlag contract. Um, so basically, you can choose the reflections you want to. The token for the reflections. We did choose so far EarnHub itself just to have a little bit of compounding going on for our EarnHub wallet. And some parts have been staked also. right now we will see. Um, if you want to stake again, we will most likely set up another community poll because you cannot stake for EarnHub itself this time, but you can stake for 3 other different projects. We'll take a look and see it there. All of these investments we are still, dollar cost averaging in. Um, mainly, of course, or now mainly focusing on Evergrow coin and on EarnHub just to help it build a decent wallet size. And yeah, it should be time soon for another edition in the investment fund. All right, this so far, I can see a hand raised. I'll just wait a second if there is any question additionally in the chat. Um, I will just take a look here. Give me a second. RMTX reflects EGC and it's a nice discount. Have a look. Very transparent team. Okay, we'll definitely take a look if they're reflecting EGC. Thank you for this one, Leroy. If you could just drop me the website or the Telegram, um, makes things a little bit faster to check. Bob, is there any plan for a real life event? I know someone to remain silent secretly. Yeah, of course, we do have a actual, or we do want to make real life events in the future. Um, we just have right now the problem with the doxing. It's not a problem, but we can only full dox once we are, or at least once a few of us are able to do it full time. And right now, with our jobs in finance in Germany, yeah, a full docs is just not possible right now. Um, once it's possible, we will definitely. But right now, yes, no problem. Access to vetted private sales would be excellent. Yes, this might happen in the future. That we might have access to, yeah, vetted private sales, but this also depends a little bit on the community, because the teams we are working with, which could grant us private sales for the community, they actually do not want any instant dumpers in their private sales, which is totally understandable. Yeah, especially with a bigger private sale, you need to be a little bit cautious of the people you actually take in. Um, but let's see how things evolve in the future. Just give me 1 second. No, I can't see a tweet so far. Let me take a look. It should be all set up. We did pay. We did speak about every detail. 8 p.m. UTC. It is right now 8:30 UTC, right? I think it is 8:30 UTC right now. Yeah, give them some time. They will start around now. Um, we'll just see. I will drop you the names in here again. Um, one moment, need to find them. All right, here. I will drop them in the chat. This is the group. Um, yeah, the group which will tweet our tweet, which will quote our tweet. Um, yes, we just have to wait. It is sometimes not that easy to schedule it with the influencers. It might take them a little bit more time. Let's see. They should be hitting today, definitely. Otherwise, I would be mad because this is not cheap. Let's say it this way. Okay. Are there any additional questions for me or anyone? I can't see a hand raised. No. Great AMA so far. Yes, keep in mind we have normally daily AMAs. Of course, in the beginning, if I see unfamiliar names and if it is needed, we will make the fundamental part first with the quick presentation, because it's very important to because it is very important to, yeah, educate people about our token, give them opportunity to do their research. Um, because this is also what people need to understand. Marketing is nothing you could just turn on the switch and your price will rise. It's not that easy. Takes a lot of effort. Takes a lot of time um, to create the exposure and to actually, yeah, make new investors confident in the team, and in the project itself. Right now, of course, daily AMAs help a lot. They are needed for this kind of project, and let's see how things evolve. Um, do we have any other whale fund tokens in the pipeline to invest into? Yes, there are some very nice projects. We have vetted some very nice additions to the fund. Right now, we are just holding back because, um, yeah, it's we also need the funds, otherwise we couldn't invest into different projects. All right, I'll just check again. Give me a second. Everything for. All right, just checking in again with the agency um, for the tweets. But yes, so far, yeah, we're doing good. Our investments are doing good. Dollar cost averaging is good. The whale fund growth is actually very good. If we keep this growth every week, we will reach the first big goals with the fund very quick, um, which would be very nice. Good morning. Any update on CG or CMC? We are listed on CoinGecko. Ah, I think Alex is not in the AMA. No, I can't talk to him anyway. Okay, Moneyben already handled it. Um, yeah, if we can keep the growth in the fund, it will go, yeah, to a decent size pretty quickly. Let's see if we can keep this up, because this is definitely what makes us unique as a project. A fund with this particular focus on passive income, and also very interesting for other projects because especially early projects are um, definitely want long-term holders. Okay, 1 second. All right, just waiting for an update. I will let you know. Agencies waiting for a little update on them, and then everything should start. Any expectation on CMC? It's hard to set a expectation on CMC because the problem we have with the untracked status right now on CMC is they need to switch it to a tracked status, and it can be a hassle Yeah, to work with CMC sometimes, I can tell you so far. Nothing bad about it. They will definitely not do it in at the weekend because they are not working on weekends. Yeah, yeah, it's all good with CMC. We saw before we do not need a CMC. Of course, it helps a lot. It opens a lot of different opportunities with CMC. Um, but yeah, we keep on going our journey with the exposure game and everything, and then we will see. No raised hands yet. Okay, no one wants to talk to me today. Otherwise, no additional questions. CMC didn't make us, they won't break us. Yes, definitely. We did not receive anything big from CMC yet. Tell us a joke. I'm very bad with jokes, believe me. I'm really not good with jokes. Not funny at all. Um, but you could tell me a lot of jokes because I really like to read jokes or hear jokes. Okay. No, better not start a lot of jokes in the chat. Yeah, I did just get back on the agency. They said they are also just waiting for an update. Um, as we said before, it sometimes is hard to time campaigns or stuff like this with influencers. But it should definitely go down today. Yeah, we will just watch, and I will constantly harass our agency for it. Horses invested in some scandal. Okay. All right. Um, so no additional questions so far, I believe. Just scrolling through the VC, but I can't see anything, and I can't see a additional question in the chat. I got pinged. Yes, crypto checks bro. Yes, sorry if I can't check the DMs instantly. Um, I am receiving a lot of DMs recently. A little bit hard to keep up right now. Um, all right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right. No, otherwise I would end the AMA here. I would check in again because I want this promotions to go down now. There is a reason we wanted 8 p.m. UTC for this promos. But yeah, annoying, but we can change it right now. No, thank you all for participating. Thank you for the questions. I hope I could, um, yeah, answer some questions you had. I could clear out some things. If there is anything, always feel free to ask in the chat or ask in one of the daily AMAs. Um, yes. Yeah, paid influencers are um, sometimes, but yeah, I think it's okay because there are like how many are there? 7 or 8 influencers. Of course, it is hard to get everyone on time on track, but let's see. Should be going down anytime now. And for the people which didn't know about the rumor itself, just clearing things out. Yesterday there was I think it was yesterday, there was a rumor that I, so my name in Telegram is Paul Buka, that I am part of the project lead of Interfi. There is a person also with the name Buka. Yeah, this is just a weird coincidence we did run into. I can assure you, I am not from Interfi. Um, yeah, we all know the rumors in the crypto space. Things are cleared out. Our agency, Legacy Capital, did also confirm that I am not Buka from Interfi. I did also talk to Interfi. They said, yeah, it's all right. They will take a look, and if needed, they will also make it an official announcement. But nothing too bad. Just wanted to let you know, if you hear about this or read about it anywhere. Um, Not that people are getting confused about this whole situation. But things got cleared out. Yeah, just a rumor. It was just a person making its research, and yeah, Buka is a very unique name, I guess. So there is only one Buka in the world, and I'm from Interfi. But well, yeah. Nonetheless, thank you for participating, everyone. I always appreciate to have you here. Yes, exactly. Rumor was addressed and cleared up immediately. Yeah, we do not want to have such rumors going on. Um, Interfi did make our KYC, Interfi did make our audit. It was just a very, very weird coincidence, I think. I wish I would be a time traveler. Would make things a lot easier with the whale investments, huh? All right. Thank you everyone for participating. No, for the third time. Love to have you here. If there are any questions, just always drop them in the chat. Perfect. Thank you all. Bye bye.